Okay, so just wandering around trying to find better lighting. Don't mind my messy apartment. Whoa, 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 bad lighting, bad lighting. Oh no, oh no. Okay, is this better? Is this better? Let's see here. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, well, that's alright. You can see me. Okay, so hysterectomy update, number whatever we're on now. So I had a robotic hysterectomy June 24th. Surgery itself was very successful. I have had a little bit of a slower recovery than I would have liked, which is which is my own fault for being a little too ambitious in my recovery with what I've been doing. So I had an appointment at 5 weeks, which I talked about in a different video. And basically, that wasn't great. Like, I had bleeding, which I shouldn't have had, and some pain. Jesus Christ, phone, come on. So basically was told, give it 3 to 4 more weeks of, like, pump the brakes a little bit, go back to a little bit less activity. Definitely no riding horses, definitely no lifting, etc. So I was like, okay, that's not great, but I can deal with that. So then in the meantime, we went to a horse show. I wasn't showing, didn't ride, but just went and worked at the horse show and didn't really lift things, but still, I don't know if you've been to a horse show before, but you're on your feet all day. And when I say all day, I'm talking you're starting at, let's say, 6 a.m. And sometimes working till 7 p.m. with not really any breaks. So it's a lot. Towards the end of the show, we were there basically a week, give or take. Towards the end, I started to feel not great. Had bleeding again, like more than I had before, more than I had during my appointment. Pain, radiating pain. Definitely did not feel well. Like to the point where I went to like drive away from the horse show and then pulled over and was like, okay, you need to drive. I can't drive. So anyways, got home from the horse show, messaged my doctor, just kind of updated him. And he said, you need to come in for some imaging. Like that's not terribly alarming, but that's not normal, at this point. So anyways, I went in today, and we did an ultrasound, and basically very good news. I was expecting to have like done some real damage, but luckily I didn't. So I have another week, give or take, of trying to take it as easy as possible, and then I'm allowed to kind of start increasing activity as I can tolerate it. So at this point, basically, it'll be a matter of like if there's blood or pain, that means slow down. But there's nothing now that's going to be bleeding that's like a tragedy. Like it'll just be my incision sites. I have some adhesions that are getting a little irritated by the barbed stitches that are in there. So that's all good. So basically, if I notice blood, that just means slow down, do a little bit less. But at this point, everything is healing very well. And so there's probably not, like I said, any like real tears. There's no signs of infection. There's no pooled blood, fluid, etc. So this is all very good news. So one more week of behaving myself and lowering my activity level. And then from there, really it's just a matter of how much I can tolerate, what my body will kind of tell me what I'm allowed to do and not. So of course, in 8 days, I'm sure that I will ride a horse. But I think I scared myself straight a little bit with this last time because I was expecting to be at like a month, like, oh, I'm going to feel great and be ready to go. The problem is I did feel great. Maybe not great. I felt good. I felt significant improvement since before my surgery. So I had adenomyosis, a little bit of endometriosis. I've had 2 surgeries for that in the past, but there wasn't a huge resurgence of that. Some fibroids, etc. So like lots of issues going on. So I feel, even with the complications since surgery, I feel so much better. So that's great. So I felt pretty good after surgery, but then of course I just did too much. So it almost would have been better if I had a little bit more pain, maybe, because that might have slowed me down. But regardless, nothing tragic has happened, and everything's looking good. And within a few weeks, I should be like back to pretty normal activity, assuming that I listen to my body a little bit, which I wasn't initially. So I think I've learned my lesson, but we'll see. I will check back in. But that's my recent update.